very much. I was speaking, one is oxygen and one is Ella. So, dear presidency, dear guests, I'm thinking if we speak Slovak, because my English is not very the best, but I think the best will be to speak English, and when I don't know some words, I will ask the interpreters to help me. But my main advantage is that I'm not a lawyer, sorry. But I'm a children actor specialized on early childhood. I have also 4 children, and I am also a grandfather, so this is also my big advantage. So I will give you some points, what we are thinking in Slovakia, what to do, how to do. We are very inspired by also by what you are doing here. Is very good cooperation. Yesterday we have a very nice discussion about this international cooperation, especially of these countries who survived the communism. So we have a lot of common situation, common values, etc. So we think that this cooperation is very useful. So we can each other country inspire somehow. So thank you very much for organizing the conference. It's a big honor for us. And also I'm greeting our young people who are here to contribute on the situation, what we are trying to do in Slovakia. So in Slovakia, we have almost 1 million children. The main idea of our office is that let children stay children. This is a very important idea because we are pushing more and more children to be adults as soon as possible. So this is, we have, as Marta said, 100 years of child rights. You know, that's in this convention 100 years ago in Geneva Declaration. 100 years we are trying to give the rights they needed. So this is very important. Year 20th of November was really 100th anniversary. This is the original declaration. What I like, it's by hand written. So it seems that also sometimes the ideas looked a little bit naive at the beginning, can be a big fruit. So this is very important. So you see that these are the milestones, the Geneva Declaration of the Children's Rights in 59, and also in 89, the Declaration, original convention like we know it now. So this is such a main idea that mankind should give the best what they have to the children. You know, this is also from Nordic countries, there's such a main idea. Children should grow in an atmosphere of happiness, love, and understanding. This is childhood, yes. We are 100 years, we are looking forward, what is the best interest of child? So this is a situation we are facing now. The situation is, this picture a little bit shows the situation became more and more complicated of the children. The situation, this is a real picture. One Slovak, very famous Slovak poem said that when people hurt the love, the children suffer the first. And this is, I think, the crucial point, what we are facing now. What really caused the situation after 100 years is not better, but in a lot of fields, it even worse. This is a picture from East Slovakia, the story of 2 children, siblings. The family collapsed, and the boy was saving the sister. He was beating his sister like that for some months. He had the problem with pelvis, you know. So it's a situation where the children help each other by the story and survive even without help of parents. We see the situation complicated. Even our office, we have 70% increasing of all the complaints, etc., etc. So we see the situation is complicated. Going to the pandemic, we can say about the pandemic, because this is really the best word for it. This is the worst pandemic worldwide. It's a pandemic of mental health problems. You know, this is a situation. This is the main cause why the situation going worse and worse. So this is that triangle, the triangle of the digital technology, COVID, but mainly the family breakdown. You know, the family breakdowns causes the real situation, real problems. And what is interesting that we are not facing the classical psychiatric problem like schizophrenia or like dementia, etc. We are facing for a reactive problems. Reactive problems mean that children react to the situation they are living, and the situation is worse and worse. So data, even family is absolutely crucial. This is from the preamble of convention. The family is crucial for a child, etc., etc. When we ask our children in their research, who are the most important persons, the mother, father, grandparents. So we see that family naturally needs the children needs naturally the family. So we won't discover anything else. Family is absolutely crucial. The state who destroy the family, destroy the nation. So this is the crucial point. This is also from the research, the quality of the family environment is the most important protective factor against the psychological problems of a child. This is a lot of research shows this is a crucial point. You know. When we ask the children what are they, because we've done a lot of researches in in Slovakia. This is good. You are doing also very good research in Hungary. So this connection in the scientific level is very, very important. And we ask, what are they most of all afraid of? So the 42% of our kids, they should be separated by one or two parents. This is the biggest fear of children. This is realistic. This is the biggest nightmare of children. I will be separated or one or both parents. So this is the pandemic. This family breakdown of divorces in Slovakia is around 50%. In Switzerland, 70%. I don't know, in Hungary, we have heard yesterday a very positive thing that in Croatia is only 25%, etc. But this situation is even worse and worse everywhere. In Slovakia, we have about 20% of very, very difficult divorces. They are the more cases we are solving in our office. So sometimes the parents are become absolutely crazy. They are destroying their children because of the revenge, etc., etc. But nobody can stop them. So this is a breakdown, disentering the children trust to the closest to them. When the children, there's the crisis of the trust, it going to situation which start the psychological problem. So this is the house's relations, the child, who is my father, who is my mother, who is my siblings, this is, who is, in which situation, right? It goes so big house so the point of view to the breakdown the family from the children point of view is the best point, and we see the situation is that according to our research, 37% of children have the consequences of the divorce. Even sometimes I understand situation is very difficult. I never speak that, you can say that your marriage also will not collapse. But the point of view from children is very clear. The children are in this. This is interesting. That the number of our marriages are going in Slovakia a little bit upward. Is an interesting number of divorces are going down, what is also very interesting. But what we see, this is interesting, very graph, when you see that the first graph is that the families who don't have no children is the biggest number of divorces. One child is the second one. And if you have 3 or more children, there is the lowest risk that your marriage will collapse. So this is the good prevention, have more children. So this is very interesting also, duration according to the religion. We see that if there is a formal marriage, normal civil marriage, there is 1 to 2, one from 2 pairs, one is divorce. If there is in the church, formal, it's 1 from 3. If there is such a very shallow practicing of Christianity, it means only on Sundays we are going to the church, etc. It's from Polish Institute for Academy, and so it's very serious research. Then it's 1 from 50. But if they are seriously practicing the religion, especially the Christianity, then it's 1 from 1,429 pairs. So it means that we see it's also, it's never the solution forever, but this really shows also the way. So the family conflicts we are trying in Slovakia especially push, and according also with help of Ministry of Internal Affairs and Ministry of Justice, to put the parents together so they will find a way how to speak together. This family, dohoda sa jak povie, dohoda je. Family deal is crucial. If two couples and the mother and father don't want to have a deal, then children are suffering. So this is the main aim in Slovakia, to find the ways how to motivate, on the other hand, also how to press the parents to the family deal. So this also, the children participation, you see the testimonies. I'm very glad that our children and the young people are here. One girl, Nella, will speak about her experience of the very difficult divorce. We are simulating divorces, like Mr. State Secretary said. We are in this children parliament. We are simulating divorces, and the children are speaking about their experiences, and it's very hard. If you see the testimonies, how they suffer in this situation, is very hard. This is also the family breakdown caused the century of abandoned children. It's never in history was so much children who have the parents, but the parents don't care, or don't want, or are unable, or they can't, so the situation is. So this one of the very crucial points we are solving, the removal child from the family if there's a big social crisis, under which condition, etc. Because these are the most serious attacks. And we see in Europe that this is very underestimated, especially in Nordic states. The children are taking out the family sometimes for nothing. Yeah. So this is very serious process we are trying to do. We have a special commission for the children removal from family, under which condition, how and when, etc., etc. So this is COVID. You see the mental health COVID. After the COVID, you see that is really going up. Slovak statistics that said that from 20 to 40%, especially about the depression. So this is the digital technology, the third part of this death triangle. In Slovakia, we are very happy that after 1st January will be a very big regulation of the mobile phones and digital technologies in the schools. A lot of every third country in Europe have some regulation. We see that it's very necessary. We are thinking of going further, for example, make not possible to have anonymous accounts for the family, the social networks, etc., etc. Limit age. This is very big danger. We can say that one police said me that please do the false social network account of the 14-year girl. And said, I'm Anička, Anna, I'm looking for my friends, and you will be shocked who will be attacked your child. So it's a social network can become more and more dangerous, suicides, etc., especially. So this is a very big challenge, how to regulate and how to give some real clear regulation to the using the social networks, etc., because Italian Pediatric Association very clearly, more time on the social network, more depression the children have. The girls have 2 times bigger problems than boys. It's a realistic situation. This is very interesting. I rented from the Professor Stransky, the Czech professor, speaking very clearly about the danger of the digital technology. They are the blue parts are the parts of our brain. They are pathological game players. That you are dying. This part of the brain are dying, so we see that it's consequences even on our brain. And for example, interesting dependency. If you have the pathways to the mobile phones dependency is the same like a heroin dependency. It's the same. His famous sentence is that if you have an addicted and stupid child, give him a digital technology. So it's very, very big advantage, a big challenge towards the mental health. Situation in Slovakia is 1 from 4 children have a serious mental problems. 10 years ago, it was 1 from 10. No, more than 10 years ago. So you see that situation is going worse and worse. The situation is 31% growth every year. And what is interesting, they are the reactive problems, mental health problems from the reaction to the situation I'm living with. Yes. Growing, and especially the growth in the eating disorders. So the children are, when we speak with our crisis lines, they said that loneliness is the main problem. Loneliness, 61% of the children, the main start point was I feel lonely. I feel lonely because I can't say to anyone I have a problem because I'm afraid that I will disappoint them. So this is the main, so this is feeling of failure. I don't like myself. If I don't like myself, I'm cutting, I'm hurting, etc., etc. And the most biggest problem is also that inner uncertainty. This problem is of every use is like they have a very good muscle, but they see something different. And this is this inner insecurity. It causes real emotional problems. And the reason is, the research showed that the biggest toxic stress which are really destroying our children is the living without close persons. This is the biggest toxic, and now we see that it starts in very, very early, these relations, especially. The problem is that even psychiatrists say that our emotions going out of our rational control. There's a problem with amygdala, etc. So these 2 brains are separated, and the emotions are really running our head, and we really react in emotional, etc., etc. So rational world is going smaller and smaller, and our emotional world is going bigger and bigger, and it's very difficult how to solve it. The children who have problems with emotions and have the attachment problems, they can't concentrate to learn and to teach themselves. And also there's a big transgenerational problem. In a positive way, we transfer our attitudes and our attachment to 90%, but violence and not solved violence is transferred through the generation from 30 to 60%. What we see that is a very big number. Suicides is the biggest tragedy. World Health Association is second. Every 40 is suicide, and every 8 seconds is attempt to suicide. This is a graph of girls, you see that especially from age 15 to 19 is going to be disaster. This suicides, attempts to suicide, etc., etc. It's the second place of the reason of the death of the young people after the car accidents. In England, I think it's starting to be the first place. So this is the most sad reason why our children are very dead. This is also, we see psychosomatic, we see that this is the brains of 2-3 years old children. This is the brain of normal children, we normally feed, normally loved. This is extreme neglect. This girl, this child, had also the food, etc., but there was extreme neglect, extreme attachment problems. So it goes so far. Some psychologists say that 80% of our health problems are going from the psychological problems, which is very serious. This is also going to violence, a lot of it, bullying. It's our young people will in the afternoon speak about it. In Slovakia, 20% are victims of bullying, and 50% of kids are witnesses of the witnesses of the bullying, so the situation, even the online bullying is going worse and worse, and etc. So, for example, in French, they said that they forbid in the schools, the mobiles, but the bullying came to the evening. So it's like stone, we are pushing and pushing. So poverty is also connected. In Slovakia, every third household is in risk of poverty. Also in Slovakia, also in Hungary, is biggest problem of this Roma minority who are living in the very extremely poverty. Also, it's very interesting of their mental health situation. In some way more positive, some way more negative. So this is the challenges we are facing in Slovakia. We have done my colleagues done the big monitoring in Roma, these very bad villages. The situation is very, very difficult. It's a big challenge. So these are the typical, this picture. Also, this is a problem in Slovakia, this automat for these half-synthetic drugs, this HHC, not marijuana, but half-synthetic marijuana. We have done a big fight also due to the cooperation is also with ministry. It's forbidden now, but these creators of the new way of drugs, and these are more and more creative. So this would be a very serious problem for our children, is these half-synthetic drugs, etc., etc. So what to do? This is Bowlby, the Bowlby. Bowlby was a founder of the attachment theory. In 1967, had said that the profit sentence, our generation won't be mentally healthy if they will not have a healthy relations. This is the most crucial point. And also, genius of psychology from Czech Republic, Professor Matějček said, relation, but what is more important is the certainty and security in these relations. These are the crucial conditions for the children. We now know that the relations they stay, and this is also a big challenge. Also, Mr. Taraba said also that how to protect the children, because we know that the situation is that even in the womb, we are creating the relations. We have the videos, how father communicate with the baby in the womb, etc., her siblings, etc., etc. So how to protect these children, because they are really, even convention said that the child needs to be psychologically, have a special adequate legal profession before and after the birth. This is a big challenge in Slovakia. We're speaking about surrogate maternity, about artificial, etc., etc. There are a lot of ethical problems. We are trying to open it. And so it's a really big problem of ideologies, etc., etc. Now, so this is because the relations in the early childhood are prototype of the future relations. If the relations were very bad in the early childhood, then we are not surprised that when they are adults, etc. Also, we have this problem, the situation as the research showed, that there's special attachment to the woman and special attachment to the man. So the child needs like both hands, mother and father. So this is important to set in this situation that every child needs a example attachment to some women and to some men, and the minimum, it was a big research in United States, 6,000 probants, etc., that whose education of parents is the most healthy. Interesting was that it was said, common sense said us that the parents are most protective for the children according to their future mental health problems, who gives them the unconditional love and clear borders. This is something which our grandmothers and grandmothers have done. They love their children, but they're giving clear borders. It's interesting, according to all these very, very modern parents' styles, etc., etc., the classic is winning. The classic means that what have our ancestors done, that the child should be loved, but the clear borders, even the people who are doing with addicted children said that the most risky children for addiction are the children from the very bad family, And the second place are the children who never had the borders, etc. So this is the interesting picture of the scan of the brain when these green, these red parts are the most active and who are the awaking part of the brain. The situation is very simple. Mother is giving small kiss to the head of baby, and our brain is developing, etc., etc. So we see now that if child is loved, then he can reach the full potential. So this is the research from Strauss, Felity, and others. Have at least one secure long-term attachment. We are thinking in Slovakia to put it also to the law, the right to at least one long-term unit close at table. It can be also added to some in the convention, because in convention there is very few things about the stable relation, etc., etc. This is the biggest disease now in the world now. So this is Lipton was molecular biologist. He was not a poet. He was a really serious molecular biologist who said that not the strongest will survive, but the most loved. It goes even to the molecular level. So this is everyday safe experience is the most healthy. Even a psychiatrist said this is more healthier than the drugs, than anything, therapies. This everyday safe experience, it's the most crucial for the baby, so the most crucial persons. This is very interesting, sorry it's not translated, but we have done the research whose parents give child to the children homes, and we saw that these 50% are the parents who don't know what to do. This is the biggest crucial point. We have to teach the parents, teach the adults, and to sensitizing, sorry, my English, to the needs of children. This is the crucial point, that to teach the parents, teach the adults to the how to. We are very much giving energy in Slovakia to the children parliaments, to the youth parliaments, etc., etc. This, as Mr. Kurlovska said, that this is really crucial to teach and to hear the children, their opinion. We will see in the afternoon. We are organizing the young leader schools in these things. The young people are very energetic, especially young leaders from the very difficult environment. We have organized special meetings for them, especially about the forgiveness. I will say a little bit later. So that these young people, even they are here now, who speak about their experience and how they see the solution. So these are examples. For example, this is a director of children home who have been itself in children home. This is a priest from a children home, etc., etc. So we see that children have chance in any environment, you know. So, and this is the weighted the sentence who said me very often, the children. Most of all, I hated, even they said that such a cruel word, that if I know that the social worker is speaking now about my family, about myself, but they said me that you don't understand, please go away, you know. So the children want to be part of this participation. We very like this family group conferencing network, etc., etc. So we are speaking to our children that a horse can be led to the water, but it has. But my grandfather always said me this sentence. So, for example, they are going to the conclusion why we think that the relations are crucial. They are the research from the young people parliament, who they think that what is the most crucial, the trust, communication, respect, etc., etc. It is forgiveness that the children from the very, very difficult conditions, they are speaking that we can't live without forgiveness. This is really connecting a lot of things. This is breaking these transgenerational problems. We are doing special seminars about forgiveness. We call the way home. We finished one of them. We finished 3 days ago. There was 80 young people with amazing, not results, but amazing speaking about what forgiveness brings to my childhood. So this is the conclusion. We have to really teach and help appreciate adults. Start to children, helping to children start by helping to the adults. Because if adults how not to know how to speak about the children, these are our we are doing such a coordinational groups. It's through the sectors. There are 5 ministries. There are some. So every 3 months, we organize such meetings to coordinate this work, because we see, I don't know, but in Hungary, but it's very often we have such a one sector is this, doing one sector this, and then they don't communicate enough together. This common sense is the best value here in Slovakia. I think in Hungary you have the same common sense. So the situation is that we proclamate the next year, this is very maybe inspirational for you, to the year 25, for the year to be a year of better relations. We have done a big meeting with our president to change this microclimate of our children. This is the most crucial, to starting something positive in these very destructive sentences. So we have done the proclamation. This is a logo for the next year, a year of the better relations. This is such a challenge from our children. They wrote it on the hand, like this declaration. This is the signature of our president, Mr. Pellegrini. We will show you, and he was the first signatures of this relation. Our young people have done the 10 rules, 10 such commandments, how we can do the better relation in society. This is the most crucial point of view to bring something positive. With all the year we will go to the subject from the different point of view. This is young people who are also more, a lot of them are here with our president who have submit this declaration. We were writing this declaration with Ms. President Pellegrini. What is why it's not important? Because that the important is to give to society something positive in this terrible negative atmosphere. And we will develop it all the program. We ask all the ministry what you will do for the better relations. And also we use it in, we are only also using convention, also national preventive mechanism. And we want to do the next year the monitoring of quality relations in the children homes and in the, in the institution for the children. This is because everybody is only measuring the, the walls, etc., etc. Very few monitorings are according to the real qualitative research. So we have really advised to our friends, also in Hungary, every other countries, to have the Commissioner for the Children. It's an important institution. In Hungary, I think the best candidate is Dr. Benyus. But, we see that it's important to have some independent institution for it. So this is the last conclusion. How the world treats the child, so will the child treat the world. Our very big professor in Slovakia said it. So we hope there is coming the new spring. When St. Augustine they were asked when the Roman Empire was collapsing that this is the end of the Empire, he said, no, it's not the end, it's the starting of the new times. So we are optimistic this is also starting of new times. This is the situation from Spain from some years, which we have to be very humble in this situation because we were too proud as the nature us showing us we have to be very humble. This is a comet. 2 weeks ago was in comet around our hills in High Tatra, so we also think that is a symbol of better times who are coming. This is a very center from Mother Teresa. If we could return love to families, the world would turn into the paradise. So the best help is the best help to child is the best help is the helping to this family. This is the thanking to you what you are doing there. You are doing very sensible work. And sometimes it doesn't look that everybody's really working with the children. Sometimes it looks very unsensible, but with a very big sense that this picture already this is the thank you in behalf of children. We like to have such a smile children. And this is it. There was one other. Thank you very much for them.